This video is for the Scratch Project Assignment 3, Broadcast and Receiving, where we make it so that our character has a weapon and can score points. So first you're going to go to scratch.mit.edu, click sign in, put your username without at hanoverstudents.org, put in your password, click on sign in. Click on the folder up at the top, and then click on the See Inside button. Next we're going to add an object that we can use as a weapon. So first option is to add something from the library. Next, what you're going to do is go and click on the guy next to New Sprite, guy with the big head and the big hair, and then you'll click on whatever you want your weapon to be. For example, you can click on the baseball, and then click on OK. Anyway, if you want to get a weapon from Google, then what you're going to do is open up a new tab, and then you're going to type in what you want to search for. So for example, I'm going to use a spatula as a weapon. So click on Images, and then click on Search Tools, click on Color, and then click on Transparent. And then I'm going to find the one that I like, click on it, make sure that my pointer is on it, and then two-finger click on my touchpad and choose Save Image As. Next, I'm going to make sure that it has a name that makes sense. So for example, I'm just gonna check it. It already says spatula, so click on Save. Next, what we're gonna do is click back over to the Scratch tab, click on the folder next to where it says New Sprite, and then you should see the weapon that you just saved. Click on it and click on Open. Next, we're going to resize it. Click on the shrink button, which is next to the question mark, and then you're going to just keep clicking on your weapon until you get it to the size that you want it to be. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to begin programming it. So you're going to move it to where you want it to be. So let's say, for example, I want to put it like right here. Then we're going to start off with an event block. That's how we always start our programming. Click Events, and then click and drag when flag clicked. Next, what we're going to do is click on the Control button, and then click and drag the Forever block to go underneath the when flag clicked. Then you're going to click and drag the Wait Until block to go inside the Forever block. This will all make sense eventually. Then you're going to click and drag the Repeat Until, make sure it's the Repeat Until, put it under that Wait block. And then you're going to add a repeat block, just a plain repeat block. And that's going to go under the Repeat Until block. And then you want to type in 30 instead of 10. This will all make sense eventually. Then what we're going to do is we're going to click on Sensing, and this is going to make our spatula sense when it's hit our enemy. So you're going to click and drag the touching block so that it says Wait Until Touching. And then you're going to click on the drop down arrow, and you actually want to put in your character, so SpongeBob, because our spatula is going to stay in SpongeBob's hands until he throws it. So then you're going to click and drag the key space pressed right here and put it in that second hexagon space. And then what you're going to do next is you're going to click on Motion, and you're going to click and drag the Go to Mouse Pointer block, and that's going to go inside of the Repeat Until block, but then we're going to click on the drop down arrow and we're going to make it say Go to SpongeBob. So that means that our spatula is just going to stay there until it's touching SpongeBob, and then it's going to follow SpongeBob. This will all make sense eventually. Then what you're going to do is you're going to click on the point in direction, and you're going to drag it inside of the repeat block. And now if you click on the drop down arrow, you can choose the direction that you want our character to throw the weapon in. So for example, I'm going to have him throw the weapon up in the air. So I'm going to choose 0 in that case. Then what we're going to do is we're going to click and drag a move 10 steps block to go under the point and direction block. And then finally we're going to click and drag the go to block, and that's actually going to go under the repeat block like this. So next what we're going to do is we're going to make our enemy stop moving when he actually gets hit. So we're going to click on our enemy, and then what we're going to do is click on sensing, and then click and drag the touching block, and that's going to go in that blank from last time where it says repeat until, and then what we're going to do is we're going to click on the little arrow, and we're going to choose the actual weapon this time. So what we'll do next, so now it says repeat until touching the spatula, he's going to move. So once he actually gets hit by the spatula, then he's going to do something different. So next what we're going to do is we're going to add an if statement that's going to control what he does if he gets hit by the spatula. So we're going to click on control, then we're going to click and drag the if block to appear underneath that last repeat block, just like that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to rest our pointer on the touching block, 2-finger click, choose duplicate, and we're going to stick it in that hexagon space in the if block that we just added. Next what we're going to do is we're going to add what's called a broadcast block. So we're going to click on events, and this is how it's going to communicate to SpongeBob that he should earn a point. So we're going to click on events, click and drag the broadcast message 1 and put it inside the if block. Then we're going to click on the drop down arrow, click on new message, and we're going to just type in hit by object and click OK. Next what we're going to do is we're going to go add a wait block, and so that's under control. You're going to click and drag the wait 1 second. We're actually going to change it to 0.5 seconds. We just want it to be half a second, very short amount of time. Next we're going to make our enemy return to his original position, so we're going to click on motion, and we're going to click and drag the go to, and that's going to go under the wait 0.5 seconds. So once he gets hit by the object, it's going to be very quick, 0.5 seconds, he's going to go back to his original position. So we're going to copy the coordinates from where he originally started. So in this case it's x negative 198, y 132. So we're just copying the same exact coordinates that we see up here. Next what we're going to do is we're going to add a receiving block to our character. So we're going to click on SpongeBob, and then we're going to click on events, and then it's going to say down here, we're going to click and drag when I receive hit by object, and we're just going to put that so that it's standing on its own like that. Next what we're going to do is we're going to add a score variable. This is our last step, so we're going to click on data, make a variable, and this one we're going to call score, and then click OK. And then what you're going to do is you're going to click and drag the set score to 0 to go directly under the when flag clicked. Then you're going to click and drag the change score by 1 when it says when I receive hit by object. So then you know that once our enemy has been hit by an object, you're going to get a point, and you can choose how many points you get by putting in a different number. And then finally you're going to click on the green flag in order to test your game. So basically what we can do now is I can move around. I've got my enemy trying to get me, and I can hit the space bar and hit my enemy, and then I can actually score points, and that's it.